owning a floral design studio means you're going to work Valentine's Day. So if this is something you want to do, I apologize to your partner right now. This is our 13th year working this holiday, and I probably haven't been on a Valentine's date ever since. My name is Hector Veliz. I'm a multi-talented, multi-passionate business owner, father, husband. The reason I made this video is because I wanted to show you guys the backside of owning a business, wanting to own a business while juggling other things.
The small things are set in place. Like charging the cigar machine. Making sure that's charged. Because then you can't charge people. So right now I'm just checking on new orders. It's 3:48 a.m. and you're waiting to take coffee.
I didn't bring any coffee, did you, Michael?
Milk and sugar.
Oh, awesome. You're a lifesaver.
Some centerpieces to do today. I think that's gotta finish that. Gotta deliver this thing to a church. And then gotta continue making more.
Being stuck on
Valentine's Day.
On social media platforms, you always see these business owners, entrepreneurs, quote unquote, and they just talk about quitting your job. They talk about you can't work 9 to 5 because you gotta follow your dream, you gotta do this, but no one really shares what it's like doing all that when you're multi-passionate. There's different things I want to do. I'm extremely artistic. I love drawing, I love photography, I love cooking. I went to culinary school. And how do you pick one passion? How do you pick one talent to just focus your whole life on? And that's where I struggled. And I'm sure hopefully there's one person out there like me and that can relate to, because it's pretty stressful if you think about it, because I don't want to do just one thing, and that makes it a lot harder. But once you find that passion, once you find your goals and you know where you want to go in life, I think that's what makes it a lot easier. And there's nothing wrong with chasing multiple goals, multiple dreams. That's what makes life fun. So this is for you. And this is my future truck. I need a Tacoma 2023. That's going to be my flower truck with the camper shell. Get some graphics on the side. It'll be sick. But those are goals for the shop. Let's get back into this and more parent life, because this year was pretty different.
¿Ahora te vas a ir a la florería? ¿Ya? Y luego compramos papusas. ¿Ya? Ok.
Papusa time.
El curtido le falta zanahoria. Esta pupusa a mí casi no me gustan de frito.
I love this clip.
Hey, why would it see it?
She loves
Look
playing
at
with
this.
dolls.
Look at this.
Ah, mi camera. Un stinky sock. What? A verlo. Un stinky sock.
We usually get donuts on Saturday after making deliveries, so that's what we did while we prep Valentine's Day. Check this out.
Yeah, look at Louise.
She wants to go home, and that's a perfect example of it never gets easier, because when she was younger, she would come to the flower shop, she would stay there, she would stay there as long as I wanted to stay there for her. But now she gets bored, she's vocal, and she'll tell us when she's bored. So now you gotta go home, play with her a bit, so it's never easier, it never gets easier. You just are faced with new challenges. But back to Valentine's Day, this year was pretty interesting. It was extremely smooth, and that's something you learn as you go with any business or anything you do. You just learn from previous, events. Something they didn't teach me in business school was how to forecast, how to run a business. It was pretty, I'm not saying business school was pointless, but to me it really was, because I didn't learn what I needed to learn to operate something. For example, for when it was peak COVID 2020, when it started, we sold more for Mother's Day and Valentine's Day than this year. Even the year before, 2022, we had more sales during peak COVID, which you heard all of the news that business were declining, and you just heard all these things in the news, but somehow people were still spending money. Consumers are still spending money, and we did better that those years. This year, I tracked everything that was left over from 2022, anything that we didn't sell, and I just reduced that to our order for 2023. This is me prepping my daughter's lunch, by the way, trying to get her out the door before I went to the shop. Granola for the road.
¿De carro o a pie? De carro.
Gotta feed these guys. And story time. But yeah, so you start forecasting, and then luckily this year we bought just enough. We sold out. We sold everything we had ordered. We were blessed enough. We made, I want to say, close to $21,000, and that's no gatekeeping. We don't gatekeep here. Let me know, and I got you. But that's how much we made in 1 year. I mean, in one day, in one event. And we know people that have so much left over, and that's unfortunate for them. But for us, we're blessed enough to have customers from 13 years ago that are still purchasing from us. It is difficult because for these holidays, you plan ahead. You probably start working 3 to 4 days in advance, prepping your vases, cutting your flowers, make sure everything's clean, nothing's moldy, and you're just reviewing your orders nonstop, making sure that everything's set for that one day. And that's, I guess, the most difficult part. And once you get everything going, it's smoother. Like I said, this year was the smoothest. We knocked everything out.
Chicken nugget.
But my goal for future years is just have orders ahead of time. We close early by 12 so I can go on a date. Let's do it next year, 2024. I want to cherish these moments.
Please, child. Reds.
So the reason I left those clips unmuted, because the beauty of doing what you love, the beauty of working where you want to work is, to me, is owning a business. I've always wanted to own one, and being here with my mom, my family, my daughter, my cousins, you don't experience that somewhere else. And I'm not saying quit your job so you can start a business. I'm simply saying this is something to look forward to if you want to start a business. For example, my goal with my businesses are to be part of my daughter's life and my wife's life. Go home early, cook them food, take my daughter to school, and that's just to name a few. And this was the night before, the big day. Everything's set, ready to go, close up shop, and I made it home by maybe 2 a.m. Got some rest, woke up the next day, made my coffee again, and that's it.
Hope your day.
Daughter's first Valentine's Day at school. So we got her little gummies with a card so that she can give it to her friends. What we didn't know was that parents go all out. Look at this. They got books for Valentine's Day.
¿De cómo?
This was my Valentine's Day. Hanging with my wife and my daughter after a busy shift. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. And thank you guys for coming by, for watching this, for watching 2 minutes of this video, whatever it was. Thank you.
soul.
Those are it. Those ones we got. Those were Camila's. Yeah, I feel so bad. And this was the aftermath. Thank you guys. Follow your dreams, and I love you all. Thanks.